All right, good morning, my friends and followers. I'm your lawyer, Patrick McGeehan, and I am your best friend at your worst time. Coming to you live on a Tuesday with the Florida Supreme Court update, which came out late yesterday and I just got today. The Florida Supreme Court has extended the suspension of jury trials in criminal cases until July 2nd, which causes problems with some of the deadlines. So it's probably going to end up being Monday after the 4th of July in some particular cases. For first-degree murder cases, the new order suspends everything in July that relates to in-person preliminary hearings and the requirement that defendants be automatically released from custody if prosecutors are unable to file charges within 40 days. I can see this causing a major problem in those cases. The order also is increasing and focusing on the resolution of cases by shifting as many of them as possible to the virtual environment, expanding the April 6th order. So there's more hearings that can be conducted remotely, and in addition to what was previously ordered, non-jury trials, except that all parties must agree. So if everybody agrees to a non-jury trial, it can be handled remotely in criminal proceedings. Juvenile delinquency and termination of parental rights cases. So those are moving into the remote arena, as well as cases involving alternative dispute resolutions, case management, pretrial conferences in all types of cases, non-evidentiary and evidentiary motion hearings in all cases. We've been doing those in family law, but now it expands it to all cases. Hopefully all the judges get on board and we can move along with that. Arraignments and plea and abstention in county court, the misdemeanor charges, which really makes sense. Hearing in juvenile delinquency cases, hearing in non-criminal traffic infraction cases, and problem-solving court staffing hearings and wellness checks. Other types of cases that can be handled by telephone or electronic means, as long as there aren't any participants that are unable to take part because of the lack of technology or staffing problems caused by the pandemic. So if you can get on Zoom, you can get your court hearing heard, and this goes for pro se people also. The court further ordered that committees study how to return to full court operations, and also what hearings and what procedures, and to make suggestions for the court, for the continuity work group for remote proceedings that continue even after the pandemic is over. And they cite Florida's 175-year history of heavy reliance on in-person hearings. So this is good news for clients and lawyers both. It will not only save time, but it will save clients boatloads of money, especially in these motion hearings and these routine motion hearings and case status hearings, whereas you could spend 2 or 3 hours down there waiting to get your case heard for a 5-minute hearing. Now we can do it online and just sit in the queue and wait for the judge to call us up, and we could be working on other matters in the case and are not wasting as much time. And if you're sitting down there, for 3 hours, or your lawyer's sitting down there for 3 hours, raking up $300-400 an hour, that could be quite expensive. This will significantly save clients money, and they should have done this a long time ago, but I am glad they are doing it. I checked the court's website this morning, nothing in Broward or Palm Beach. The only thing Dade had was a mention of this Supreme Court order, and they put up a script for judges to go by. So if you want to get advanced knowledge of the script, go to the Miami-Dade Court's website. It's on there, as well as a bench book for these hearings. If you're a lawyer or even if you're pro se, you may want to review, especially if you're pro se, you may want to review that and find out what's going on and what's going to happen on your hearing and what rules are in play or in place specifically to these remote hearings. That's it from the court. I thought that was an important one since that came from the Florida Supreme Court. Any other updates that come in, I will certainly make some information available to you. Otherwise, I will be on tomorrow at 6 p.m. for Law on the Life Live, where we will be discussing the interactions and the interplay between self-defense and Florida stand your ground law. Florida has a very interesting and strong stand your ground law. It came under some controversy a few years ago, and I got a whole bunch of questions on stand your ground and self-defense in relation to the video I did last week on the police shootout. So join me tomorrow at 6 p.m. I'll be on live on YouTube, and I'll put a link down here below in this video, as well as I'll post an announcement tomorrow morning with a link to the live in it. So please join me then. Ask me any questions that you may have. I will be live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and probably Instagram. And it seems like I have all issues related to the slow internet worked out. I added a couple more internet connections, so we seem to be moving along fairly well in that. I look forward to see you tomorrow. I'm your lawyer, Patrick McGeehan. I am your best friend at your worst time. And thank you for following, and thank you for taking time out to listen to my live. Have a good evening.